Hey everyone, let's see if we can get there we go. Trying to get the light right today. Hi. Okay, so it's Monday. It is, can you believe it's the 18th of October in um like 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks? 2 weeks. It's gonna be NaNoWriMo time. What? I feel very not prepared. Even though I've been preparing for the last month on and off, it's just really snuck up on me, and I am so very feeling not prepared. And so, yeah, I'm dealing anyway. I hope that you are prepping and doing the things that you need to do. I do have the basics ready, so I mean, I'm not completely out in left field or anything. Um, as I mentioned before, I'm actually starting this book was already started being written, and then I'm just going to count the 50,000 words that I write during NaNoWriMo, or probably more because I'm already kind of on a roll with it. But yeah, so I mean, I'm doing that now. But I have kind of put it on hold, the writing part, until actually Nano starts, because I've been working on cookbooks and things, and that's been very exciting. So this past weekend, on Saturday, I did an author gig and book signing and demo at Monadnock Oil and Vinegar in Amherst. Now, if you've been onto my Facebook page, you can see pictures of the booth as it was set up. I had my little pretend fire there, and I had my crock pot full of stew, which I had made mostly over the fire at home on Friday. Fresh bread and lots of really cool spices and stuff. I was very excited to be there because I had never actually been to the Amherst store. I live closer to the one in Peterborough, and so that's the store that I always go to, and this was my first opportunity. I love the store in Peterborough. Um, it's very cozy, and it's kind of like you meander through it, and so it has this feel of like you go from one section to another, and it's very homey and comfortable. The Amherst store is open and bright. It's all windows, and there's this huge comfy space, and it's so open and inviting, and they have a lot of natural wood in there, so it was really beautiful. I was outside, but I did go inside several times to get water and use the facilities and such. Um, they were kind enough to talk to me about herbs and spices before I went in. And I said that I would be using grains of paradise as kind of the weird medieval spice in my cooking. And so I really went kind of heavy on the grains of paradise in the stew, um, so that it was really noticeable. Whereas usually when I'm cooking with it, any of you who have eaten at my events know it's kind of a background flavor. And you know it's there, but it's just kind of this weird, I don't know what it is, kind of flavor. I really buffed it because I wanted it to be something that people could identify. And so it had this lovely kind of nutty, garlicky, peppery sort of flavor from the grains of paradise. And the store actually carried grains of paradise for the event. And so people were coming out, tasting the stew, getting excited, buying the book, going inside and buying the herbs and spices. So that was really cool. There is talk that I might be doing another cooking demo there, which would be really exciting, and I would love to do it. The people at the store are wonderful, and if you have odd medieval spices that you need or want, you can talk to them. They might not be able to get everything, but they will certainly make a heck of an honest try trying to get it for you, and it's so appreciated. They do such a wonderful job there. Um, the other thing that I did was the bread that I made, yeah, the bread that I make most often that people like to eat at events is it's a modern recipe, and it uses usually either butter or vegan butter, margarine type stuff, depending on who I'm making it for, because I can't do dairy. Um, and so I had been making it with the margarine that I use called Melt, and because it works, it's basically butter. It's just made with cashews instead of cow milk. But Because I was making it for Monadnock Oil and Vinegar, I actually used their olive oil to make the bread. And so the bread had kind of this undertone of that olive flavor, and wow, it was so good. Um, People really enjoyed it. I got to send them home with some stew and a loaf of bread, which didn't get used in the demo. And I had so many people come by who had purchased books and wanted me to sign the copies they purchased. That was so great to be able to talk to people and touch base. I had a lovely time, and I hope that the people who came had a good time as well. It was really busy. They got a lot of good people in looking to purchase their olive oil and their vinegars. They do tastings in the store, so you should definitely go and check them out, either in Amherst if you're in the Nashua area, or down in Peterborough if you're closer to Jaffrey Ringe, where I am. That leads me to prep talk, which is I've been prepping for NaNoWriMo, but the other thing that I have to prep for is upcoming fairs, not SCA or Renaissance fairs because it's winter and we don't pretty much don't do that this time of year, but craft fairs. So for the first time, I actually have something to sell at the craft fair, and I'm going to be taking my cookbook to the Jaffrey Legion Craft Fair, which is on December 4th. And I think they said it was from 9 till 2. It is up on my webpage, and I will post the info in the comments when I'm done here. And so I'll be selling the cookbooks. I will also be selling my other books, but I'm going to be focused on my cookbooks. I'll probably have bread for tasting because that's something that I can do. And I will have maybe some recipe giveaways for people who are interested, and whatever else I can find to have on the table. I will be happy to sign books there. I would love to see you. Come on out. And I mean, it's helping out the Legion. And so I don't know how many of you are aware, but I mean, right now there are container ships out in California that have been sitting out there for weeks. Amazon is telling people if you're ordering from out of country, don't expect to get things in time for Christmas. I've heard people say, Christmas is going to be ruined. No, no, honey, take a step back. Christmas is not going to be ruined. In fact, Christmas is going to be better than ever because instead of buying crap on Amazon, and look, I fully admit I buy crap on Amazon all the time, okay? So I'm not dissing Amazon per se, but you don't have to order stuff from Amazon. Come to a freaking local craft fair where you're going to be helping your neighbors, your community, the people that run your school or your Legion. You're helping out the vets, okay? And you can pick beautiful gifts. They're not that expensive. And the money that you get goes into your community as opposed to some exec in China or California or wherever, which doesn't have any relation to us here in New Hampshire. There are so many beautiful handmade gifts that you can get. Why not take Christmas back a step? In Norway, the Christmas tradition is on Christmas Eve, everybody gets a package with a book in it, and then they spend the evening sitting and reading books. So maybe my cookbook wouldn't work for that, but maybe my vampire novels would, because you know they talk a bit about Christmas in the second Alex uh, uh, novel, in my second vampire novel, Blood Water. It covers the Christmas period, so it would make a great Christmas story, right? Um, but yeah, go and buy a book. Share a book with your kids. What a great tradition. We should do that here. And, you know, maybe go buy it at the Toadstool or one of the local bookstores instead of through Amazon or Kindle or whatever. Um, think about picking up something local, you know, get a handmade tablecloth for your Christmas table, or pick up some napkin rings made by a local woodworker for your mother-in-law, or whatever. You know, there are so many choices. Anyway, I want you to come out and see me, of course, but I also want to support my community, and so please come on out to the Jaffrey Legion's craft sale December 4th, and it's from 9 to 2, and that may change. I look at what it says on my website, and I will post up info on my Facebook page as well, and of course it will get mentioned here a few times because, you know, I mean, we've got some time between now and December 4th. But there's so much going on right now, and I need you all to think and plan and don't let the media determine you being upset for Christmas. You have everything you need to celebrate Christmas, okay? You have your fur babies, you have your biological babies, you have your heart babies, you have your clan, your tribe, your family, your loved ones, your neighbors. You have, in all likelihood, if you're watching this, you probably have at least enough food, even if you don't have an excess. I know this can be a hard time of year for people with all of the celebrations going on, especially if you've lost someone in the past few months due to COVID or other issues. But you can do this, and you don't have to go and spend $1 zillion on Amazon to do it. You don't even have to spend at local craft fairs, although I'd rather you do that than Amazon. Um, and something that I'm going to mention between now and New Year's is the suicide rate over the holidays skyrockets. And there's lots of reasons for that. But if you are experiencing depression or anger or domestic violence or anxiety or PTSD or any of those things, if you are having difficulties dealing, please reach out. Okay. And some of you may know I'm an interfaith minister. I have done spiritual counseling, but I have access to, I can help you find a counselor if you need somebody to talk to. I can be a listening ear if you need. Please don't suffer in silence. Please reach out. I know it can be the hardest thing in the world to reach out and ask for help, but please don't be afraid to. If I can't help you, I will help you find someone who can. And you don't have to be alone. If you don't have enough money for Christmas, I don't know how much money I can give you, but I probably have food that I could share. But, reach out. If I can't help you, I will help you find someone who can. And this does not need to be a horrible time of year. And I will help you make it the best that you can without taking away from any grief that you feel the need to be going through. I love you guys, all of you. And I don't want anybody to suffer. I want everybody to be as happy as they can be. So, yeah. 2 weeks to NaNoWriMo. I got to go do prep, guys. Okay, so love you. And if you're hearing funny noises, it's because I have a bunny. Let me see if I can get a. Where'd she go? There she is. That's Mittens. we are very fond of Mittens. She's an older bunny and she doesn't rabbit very often. I think she thinks she's human. And so when she does rabbity things, we try to really encourage her. And she's been very rabbity today. She's been zooming around. So that was my guest spot, Mittens Johnson. And so I love you guys. I will see you next week. And, remember to drink the water, eat the food, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay? Bye.